I was always interested in I'm really turned on by reality. I'm a big fan of reality, so I've always was fascinated with this idea of things that exist in reality. My dad saw that interest in me and got me a job as a junior in high school for this architect. So when I get this job opportunity with this architect, I get the job and I go there. There's two drafting tables. It's a small firm. It's basically a three-person firm. Uh, there's two tables back to back, and then another room where the architect is, and one of those tables is empty. And so I was told this would be a drawing table. I said, what happened to the guy that was here? And they said, well, he got fired. And I said, why? That's just weird to me. It's because of bad lettering. I said, oh, you're got to be kidding me. So I just heard this from my instructor at school, and now I see a real life experience of a guy laid off because his lettering was messy. So what did I start doing? I started lettering like crazy, practicing. So Jesus, this is for real. So bottom line, I became even more passionate where I started realizing that architects are not using their energies efficiently because they're very egocentric about everything. It's about the next project. It's about the publication. It's about, my own little world. And that mentality has always bothered me. And I grew up partly in that world with working in an avant-garde type environment where all that mattered was the project and the millions of hours you spent on it. And I just started feeling like that's kind of a shallow way of looking at the profession. Well, I mean, my core values are broad and range. I mean, I have certain craftsmanship and care is really where I exist. Excellence, essentially core values. I care. I want my team to care. It's the little things, caring about these little things. If you don't care about the little things, the big things don't happen. I basically have a process of a lot of thought before I act, and a lot of detailed thought of and I draw, but I do a lot of thinking first of the big idea. I always seek for the big idea first. The driver, so there's called all these wonderful ideas that you can have, but I always seek the thread that links the ideas together. So not only does it become the concept that can drive the design, but it becomes the ability to communicate it to other people. Well, I was early in my career not good at that. Later in my career, I realized that I was a child, immature, too busy focusing about myself. And then when I started learning how to listen to people, I was actually getting better information to formulate the concept that would benefit them and me and the team. So it's listening. You got to listen first before you can collaborate. Authentically listen, not wait for them to finish so you can just tell them what you've been thinking. It's actually stop what you're thinking and listen to them and let what they say impact your thinking. I see, that's a really big subject. Design for architects is a little different than to say design for medical instruments. But I do believe the world, thank God, I believe is becoming much more of an integrated design culture. And what that means is in order to be that, you have to have more secure designers because you can't participate with other designers if you're insecure. You shut people out when you're insecure. So I think the next 10 years, we're on the track. I see it a little bit in academia. I see it in professional practice of an integrated culture that's going to help make design better options, better solutions, and so on. So that's what I think. I guess the biggest challenge is managing all the expectations that you have, not yours as much as everyone else's, time, maximizing quality within many limited chunks of time, maintaining relationships through all of that. And then the others, managing stress, just figuring out how to keep yourself kind of in an effective state of mind, so you don't wear yourself out. The primary advice I'd give you is you got to, one, never give up. You have to stay happy. And you have to learn how to find value in essentially all the contributions that you get around people.